सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Page 45, 97th verse, Introduction. यच्चोक्तं विरहय्य इति तदपि न सम्यगेव तथापि तु न या काचित् क्रिया यत्र क्वच अध्याहारणीया किं तु या यत्र अभिप्रेतसम्बन्धम् घटयितुं शक्नोति आकाङ्क्षां च वाक्यस्य पूरयति सैवाध्याहारणीया. Sureshwaracharya refuting the Purvapakshi who is arguing that Veda Pramanam is very important, but at the same time Veda Pramanam is nothing but a group of sentences. Veda Pramanam is Shabda Pramanam. Shabda Pramanam is nothing but Vakya Pramanam. Shabda means Vakyams. Vakyams are nothing but Padams. So the assemblage of Padam, the words, and that is called a sentence. Those sentences are only called as Shabda Pramanam. Therefore, in Veda, the Shabda Pramanam is having sentences. Those sentences have got words. Those words have got verb also. Otherwise, a sentence cannot be a sentence without a verb. The verb indicates Kriya, therefore action is involved in every Vedic statement. This is the Purvapakshi's contention. So Veda Shabda to, Veda Vakya to, Veda Padani to, Kriya Padani. So Kriya Pada Sahita, Vakya Sahita, Shabda Veda Pramanam. Action is compulsory, unavoidable, he says. Kriya Bodhaka Vakyams, Kriyarthatvad. For that, he used a word, Virahaya, without, 19th verse, he used a word, Virahaya Kriyapadani. Vakyani. Na samham, they cannot come together. Samhanyante means what? They cannot come together. They cannot become a padam, sentence, without padams. So that padams, verb is also involved. Otherwise, how can you connect without verb? It cannot make any sense. It is not a Purna Vakyam if subject, instrument and object both are there. Three of them are there. beneficiaries are there. Any word, all karakams to be connected. Whether you use proposition, whether you use conjunction, whether you use subject, whether you use object, all of them are meaningful only when the verb is there. Without that, that sentence cannot make any sense. Virahaya iti tadapi na samyageva. Your conclusion of that compulsory kriya padam is required, that I don't accept. Na samyageva. Tathapi tu, even the verb is required also. If at all we have to supply the verb, that also you cannot supply an inappropriate verb. You have to supply an appropriate verb based on the context and grammar. Contextual verb demands, it requires another type of verb. Grammatical requirement that it demands another type of verb. So grammatically you have to supply that first person or second person or third person verb you have to supply. Contextual verb is the verb which doesn't have a process. Karyabodhaka kriyapadani only have got a process which talks about an action or activity. Jalam asti, it is siddha bodhaka vakyam. Jalam asti, water is there. Then to convey that you drink that water, I have to supply a verb. Jalam piba, drink water. Jalam asti, tvam piba. That piba is a verb. You drink that water. That drinking water is a karya bodhaka vakyam. You drink that water is a karya bodhakam. Process is involved, kriya is involved, activity is involved. That is drinking activity. Drinking activity is involved. But when I say jalam asti, that asti, water is there. It is not a kriya bodhakam, not karya bodhakam, but it is siddha bodhakam. Jalam asti. It is a factual statement. A statement which it reveals the fact, jalam asti, existence, water is, existence of that water when I am talking, it is not a karya bodhakam, it is a siddha bodhakam. Fact revealing state is called siddha bodhakam. Activity, process or action revealing sentence is called karya bodhakam. In the last class I said. So there are two types of verbs you have to use appropriately. Tathapi. Tathapi means even if you want to add that kriya padam adhyaharaniyam, still na ya kriya kachit kriya yatra kvacha adhyaharaniya. You cannot add a verb in an inappropriate place. An appropriate place, an appropriate verb you have to use. Some verb, some place, kachana kriya. Some verb you use, that's all. No, I cannot use any verb. I have to use appropriate verb. Correct verb I have to use. Some verb, some place, somewhere you can use. It is not proper. Na adhyaharaniya. Kintu ya yatra abhipreta sambandham. Which verb is relevant? Abhipreta sambandham. Which has got a relation proper at that place. That only you have to use. ghatayitum can be associated, can be used, can be utilized. Shaknoti, that is possible. Right verb at right time at right place. Time you need not say. Right verb, right place, at the right sentence. Words between you have to use. That is Shaknoti. Akanksha. Akanksha means depending upon the grammatical requirement. Akanksha means what it demands. That sentence, what type of verb it demands, grammatical requirement, you have to supply. So the sentence demand a verb based on its context, based on its grammatical requirement, it demands. And that is called akanksha. Grammatical requirement, akanksha. Che vakyasya. Vakyasya means the teaching. That sentence want to communicate a message. It wants to teach something. Clear? It has got its own contextual meaning. Vakyasya means it has got its own teaching. That is going to communicate this meaning. That is the purpose of that sentence. It has got its own meaning. The vakyasya, the requirement of its teaching, purayati, you have to complete that sentence by adding that verb only, not any other verb. Sa eva adhyaharaniya, that verb alone you have to supply. For example, we take grammatical understanding now. Prajnanam Brahma. It needs a verb because verb is not there. Consciousness Brahman. Then you have to supply what verb? Asdhatu. To be is the meaning. Asdhatu. The asdhatu in three first person, second person, third person, it has got different words. Asti, asi, asmi. Third person is asti. When you talk about third person, that asdhatu, let prathama purusha ekavachanam asti, then second ditya and bahuvachanam asti staha santi. Asi staha stha, asmi swaha sma. That asi, asti padam, third person you have to use. Prajnanam Brahma, you cannot use asipada. Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana you cannot use. Or you cannot use asmi. Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam also you should not use. Fully grammatical. Who knows grammar, you listen, others can doze off. Okay, doesn't matter. Asi is Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam. That can be used only when tat tvam asi comes. Madhyama Purusha. When Guru says you are that, at that time only asi can be used. When Guru says tat tvam asi, and the Sishya has to say aham brahma asmi. First person, singular. Yes, I am Brahman. Asmi, you have to say. You cannot say Prajnanam Brahma Asmi, Prajnanam Brahma Asi. You cannot use the word. Only third person you have to use. Prajnanam Brahma Asti. Tatu Tvam Asi. Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam. Aham Brahma Asmi. Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam. When I say I am Brahman, when Guru says you are Brahman, when Upanishad says Brahman is consciousness, and the very Asadhatu, grammatical requirement, that sentence demand a verb based on the person, first person or second person, third person. Like that. So the Asti, when you use It is being. Brahman is there. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Bhavati Vidyate. You can use. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Asti you can use. Bhavati you can use. Vidyate you can use. But Satyam Jnanam Brahma Asmi you cannot use without aham. Like that, now some Vyakaranam is required. Okay. The minimum Vyakaranam. It is not a big, you need not be a scholar, but the minimum Vyakaranam is required. If you don't want that also, okay, you will get moksha. If you don't know second person, third person also, don't worry. Okay. Because that full subject is based on that only. Up to here we saw in the last class. This is I given that Mahavakya example. Even normal parlance also, you can say, Soyam Devadattaha. That Devadatta is this Devadatta. Saha, that Devadatta. I told you Kumbhakonam. That person who was in that school studying in his younger days, that boy, now he has come to Chennai, he is working here, suppose that Devadatta or Vishnu Datta or any Datta. Saha, Ayam, Devadatta. What verb is there? That Devadatta is this Devadatta. No verb is required. It is a Siddha Bodhaka Vakyam. It is not a Karya Bodhaka Vakyam. So in Karya Bodhaka Vakyam only you have to use that Kriya Padam. Here, Soyam Devadattaha, that, so Devadatta alone is this Devadatta, is here. Is you can use. Is you can use. Bhavati you can use. This is a Siddha Bodhaka Kriya Padam. Bhavati Asti Vidyate Siddha Bodhaka Kriya Padam. What is Siddha Bodhakam? Adikulla Maranditulu. Fact revealing verb. Fact revealing verb is called Siddha Bodhaka Kriya Padam. Adikulla namu Dukkame undulu. Okay. Varakudadu. Vandalum Paravale. And you should not disappoint. That's why once in a while I want to encourage you. Okay. Next class Varanume. Angita second chapter start off. Next class. Bhagavad Gita also like that only. Second chapter only Bhagavan Krishna talks heavy Vedanta. That's why third chapter Kali Varmata. I do not know why Krishna introduced that chapter. அது எங்கேயோ 16வது அத்தியாயம் போட்டிருக்கலாம். பட் செகண்ட் சாப்டரில் போட்டு நாசத்தோ வித்யத்தே பாவகான்னு சொன்ன தூக்கம் தான் வரும் எல்லாருக்குமே. இந்த பிகினிங் தான். ஸோ தேர்ட் சாப்டர் ஆன்வர்ட்ஸ் கர்ம யோகா கம்ஸ். By that second chapter over, the student is also nowhere in the class. அப்படி இருக்கும். அது மாதிரி தான் இந்த மீமாம்சா வச்சுன்னு நம்ம சுரேஸ்வராச்சாரியர் ஸோ ட்ரை நைஷ்கர்மிய சித்தின்னு தோணும் நமக்கு. They are also testing acharyas how far the students are going to remain in the class. Or కొంచెం stubborn students are కొంచెం ரொம்ப లూజ్ తప్ప నిలుచుకోదు. Not too much thinking power இல்லைன்னா they conclude like that. But very rarely like you people, students, continue in the class. Okay. அப்பப்போ நானும் சொல்லிக்கணும், எனக்கு பயமாக இருக்கும் இதெல்லாம் முடிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள ஆள் இருப்பாங்க கிளாஸில் இல்லையா, ஓவர் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் எனக்கு. ஓகே சரி, நாம் இப்போ பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ ஸ்வயம் தேவதத்தா அஸ்தி பவதி, தட் இஸ் சித்தபோதக வாக்கியம். ஸ்வயம் தேவதத்தா, அந்த தேவதத்தன் இருக்காருங்கிறது தான் எக்ஸிஸ்டன்ஸ், பீயிங். It is not a karyabodhaka kriya. It is only a siddhabodhaka kriya. Therefore, in Kriya Padam, there are two types of Kriya Padam, my dear Purapakshi. Don't worry about verb. The verb will supply. And the verb also, as you said, this verb, if I supply, there is gidi gidi gidi, pandanavani kadayadu. And supply pannale, avanukku ella gidi gidi. Gidi gidi enna artham theriyuma? Tamil da. Doing. Always doing verb, process, action, activity involved, the verb in Purapakshi thinking. What Sureshwaracharya says, there is a verb, beautiful verb, without not talking about gidi-gidi. Without talking any action, activity, process. Brahman is there. I am Brahman. Guru says, you are Brahman. Siddha Bodhaka Kriyapadam. Okay? You can supply without any process. This is called contextual requirement, grammatical requirement. Yacha, Kvachana, you cannot do, but appropriate verb in appropriate place you have to do. Next portion we will read the third line, last word onwards. Evam Vishishta Cha Kriyaha Asmabhirabhyupagataiva. Little I will read, because the words are very terse, and the language also Sureshwaracharya used very difficult words. Evam Vishishtaja. In this manner, evam Vishishtacha. Vishishtam cha is there is a dot, should not be. Vishishtacha. Some verbs we can use Vishishtacha kriyaha asmapihi, by us also abhyupagata eva. We are also using that verbs. Satu upadisitam Vakyartha Avirodhinyeva Na bhutartha Pradurbhava phaleti. Satu, that kriya, what we want to do, adhyahara. Ahara means taking. Why food is called ahara, you know? Idhukku madhyalo food idhukku swamini ani solranga. Enna adhyahara ani varudhu. Adhyahara na enna saapadu, lunch, dinner, breakfast ani. Ahara word has come because you take food, you take. Ahru dhatu. Ahara. Adhyahara means you take the verb, you supply the verb. That is called adhyahara. Okay? Ennamo aharam and varudhu. Adella aharam ninchikadu. Adhyahara means taking the verb, supplying the verb, applying the verb. Okay? Adhyahara. Sa adhyaharatu. Even that supplying verb also. Upaditsita, intended. Upaditsita means intended, relevant verb taken by us. Upaditsita. Vakyartha avirodhinyeva. Vakyartha in dirgham is there. Dha dirgham. So Vakyartha plus avirodhinyeva. That which is not contradicting. Virodhi means contradiction. Avirodhinyeva means that verb which is not contradicting. You have to take. Prajnanam Brahma asi you cannot take. Prajnanam Brahma asmi you cannot take. Prajnanam Brahma asti alone you can take. Prajnanam Brahma irukka. அப்படிதான் இருக்கணும். Prajnanam Brahma, you are illa. And the Mahavakyam is not telling you are Prajnanam Brahma, is not the message of that Mahavakyam. Which Mahavakyam? Aitareya Upanishad. Where we saw Aitareya Upanishad? In Samskrita Bharati class we saw. In that Aitareya Upanishad, Prajnanam Brahma, Upanishad is talking, you are Prajnanam Brahma is not the message. Prajnanam Brahma is there. Because there is no verb in that used by the Upanishad. You supply the verb in third person. Asdhatu, bhudhatu. You can supply the third person. Prajnanam Brahma irukka. Upanishad says. Prajnanam Brahma nanani solala. Prajnanam Brahma nee ani solala. Ange Upanishad. Adinala nee enna pannanum? Prajnanam Brahma asti. That is the meaning of Upadisita. Upadisita Vakyartha Avirodhini. That which is not contradicting the sentence grammatically, contextually. That verb you have to supply. Not any other verb. Na abhutartha pradurbhava phaleti. Na abhutartha. Abhutartha means moksha as a future event. May you become Prajnanam Brahma. May you become Satyam Jnanam Brahma. Bhutartha. That sentence of Upanishad is not talking that you have to become that Brahman. It is not talking. Pradurbhava. Bhutartha means future event in artham. Bhutartha means as a future event. Moksha as a future event. Abhutartha. Moksha is not a future event. Abhutartha. Pradurbhava phala iti. Pradurbhava means a newly emerging as a production. Pradurbhava means as a production, as a newly emerging phenomenon. Upanishad says, Prajnanam Brahma, may you become Prajnanam Brahma, may you become Ayamatma Brahma is not supplied there. That become word should not be used. That is called Abhutartha. Pradurbhava na. It is not that meaning. Abhutartha, we can never use the verb which reveals moksha as an event. If you become Brahman, you attain moksha. Anywhere Upanishad says like that. If you become Brahman, you will attain moksha. If Upanishad says that it is a new production of moksha, it is newly you are emerging out as a Brahman. I become Brahman, you are emerging out as a Brahman. You are newly becoming as Brahman. In that meaning, Upanishad is not using a verb. It is not using such a verb. Therefore, Abhutartha Pradurbhava Phala Na. It is not a new result to happen. That's why Upanishad never used the word Karaka Kriya Phalam with regard to Brahman. No accessory is applicable to Brahman. No Kriya is applicable to Brahman. No Phalam is applicable to Brahman. Brahman is neither Karakam, Brahman is neither Kriya nor Phalam. I am going to become Brahman, Swamini. After 1 week I get the Phalam of Moksha. Totally wrong. You need not become Brahman. You need not get Moksha. At least can I know Brahman? You need not know Brahman also. Swamini, ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. You need not know also. Knowing is also not required. Then what is required? Nothing is required. What is required is you have to understand nothing is required. That is called moksha. How that can be moksha? Because I will tell you how it is possible. You need not become Brahman. Moksha need not be produced as an event in future. Therefore, abhutartha pradurbhava phalam iti new phalam of moksha is not going to come. It is not going to be as an event to become. Bhutartha means to become. It has to be become. Now you have to become a Brahman. You need not become Brahman. You need not get moksha also. Then what is that? Blessed moksha. Tell me whether to come to class or not, and I will decide. What is that blessed moksha? Shastra tests our patience. Whether the all fit illaya, Shastra decides. Guru need not decide. Shastra padams, vakyams, they themselves decide whether this person will come next class or not. Kona povata enakena. This is called cream. Nalla cream and some colleges and all, they filter the students. And the cream students in the college and the PhD pandradhukku 40 students apply panna 5 பேர் தான் selected. And 35 பேருக்கு என்ன ஆச்சுன்னா out. Only 5 students they will take for PhD. Why? This person will only withstand for all difficulties to do PhD. Adu madri very very tough. Subject is tough. Grammatically, contextually, person has to remain until getting nishtha. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaya. Very few people remain. Ella college lo madri da, inge kuda appadida. Enna swami aale varamaattanga vedanthathu varamaatta. Enna avvula kashtam ana. Theriyadillo. Paakrome இந்த ஒரு பேராகிராஃப் புரியறதுக்குள்ள போதும்னு ஆயிடும். ஓகே, டீச்சருக்கு கஷ்டம் தான், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு அதை விட கஷ்டம். சரி, தென் வாட் இட் மீன்ஸ்? நோ பிகமிங். It is not an event. I need not know Brahman. I need not become Brahman. And you are talking moksha. I need not get moksha also you are telling. Why? Why this type of condition happening with regard to this liberation? Please tell me. Because षड्भाव विकार रहित आत्मवस्तुनः निर्धूताशेष द्वैतानर्थस्य अपराधीन प्रकाशस्य विजिज्ञापयिषितत्वात् अस्यस्मीति आदि क्रियापदं सिद्धार्थः स्वमहिम सिद्धार्थः प्रतिपादन समर्थम् अभ्युपगन्तव्यम् न विपरीतार्थम् प्रतिपादन परमिति. Shadbhava vikara rahita atma. Why all these are not possible in atma? With regard to atma, karaka leads to kriya, kriya leads to phalam. All these are not relevant with regard to atma context. Why? Because Shadbhava vikara rahita. Atma happens to be free from all 6 vikaras. Jayate, asti, vartate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyate. No single vikara is possible in Atma. That is why, that's reason number 1. Shadbhava vikara rahita. Shat means 6. Shadbhava vikara means 6 modifications. Rahita, Atma is free from all 6 vikaras. In which 6 vikaras, Karaka, Kriya, Phalam, all are possible. They are not possible because Atma is free from all vikaras. Atma Vastunaha. Atma is that subject matter which is not having any modifications. Then Nirdhuta Sesha. Nirdhuta, there should be a repam. Nidhuta is there. You have to put your komb main. Nirdhuta. Nirdhuta means free from. Asesha, totally. Dvaita anarthasya. That anartha's problems are caused by duality. Anartha means samsara. Janana, marana, samsara, vyadhi, jara, all these doshas. Anartha, problem caused duality. Dvaitanartha. Dvaita plus anartha, dvaitanarthasya. Nirdhuta. That Atma which is free from all problems which are caused by duality, they are not there in Atma. Vikaras are not there. Modifications are not there in Atma. And all the doshas which are all there in Dvaitam, they are not there in Atma because Atma is Advaitam. Aparadhina prakashasya, third adjective. What type of Atma? Atma vastunaha nu sollitar. Atma vastunaha, Shadvikara rahitasya Atma vastunaha. Then the second one is Nirdhuta Sesha Dvaitanarthasya, that which is free from all defects of Dvaitam. And third one is Aparadhina Prakashasya. What is another greatness of Atman? It never depends upon anything. Paradhina means depending nature. Aparadhina means not depending upon anything. For its existence, for its illumination, for its svaprakasham it is. That is called aparadhina prakashasya. The prakashasya means it is self-evident. Prakashasya. Vijignapaishitatvat, since it is revealed. Vijignapaishitatvat. Gnadhatu, past passive participle, its bhava vitpatti, abstract noun. Vijignapaishitatvam, that is the nature of Atma revealed in the Upanishad. Vijignapaishitatva means this type of Atma is revealed by the Upanishad. Since it is revealed by the Upanishad, which is modificationless, which is free from all doshas which are bound to be there in dual world, in duality, and this Atma is self-evident, it is independent. Atma is not a product of the body, property of the body, and it is not part of the body. Atma is independent entity which pervades the body and which enlivens the body. Swamiji gives 5 capsules. All these 5 Swamiji say. Atma is pervading the body independently and enlivens the body. And Atma is not limited by the boundaries of the body. All based on Upanishad. அங்கே சமஸ்கிருதம்னு சொல்லாது இதே தமிழ் இந்த இங்கிலீஷில் டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணி சொல்லுவோம். அதுதான் டிஃபரன்ஸு. ஆத்மா இஸ் நாட் லிமிட்டட் பை த பவுண்டரிஸ் ஆஃப் த பாடி. ஆத்மா சர்வைவ்ஸ் ஈவன் த டெத் ஆஃப் த பாடி. Body goes, Atma survives. These are all great Mahima of Atma. And that Atma, surviving Atma after the death of the body, is not available for transaction. Appadipatta Atma. That Atma is revealed by the Upanishad. Vijignapaishitatvad. Since that Atma is revealed by that Upanishad, then what we have to do? Asi, Asmi, Ityadi Kriyapadam. You can use only that Brahman happens to be you yourself. You can use only, Guru can use what? Tat Tvam Asi. You are that Brahman. Asyasmi Ityadi is there. How to split? Asi, Asmi, Ityadi. Asi, Tat Tvam Asi can be used. Or Asmi, Aham Brahma Asmi can be used. Asi Asmi Ityadi Kriyapadam. That Kriyapadams Swamahima Siddhartha Pratipadana. That Mahavakyam Tattvamasi Aham Brahmasmi, revealing the greatness of that Atma, because that Atma happens to be you yourself. You need not become Brahman. That Atma happens to be you yourself. Tattvamasi Mahavakyam comes in which Upanishad? Chandogya. Many of you have not done Chandogya, but it comes in Chandogya Upanishad. I took in Kesari High School. Therefore, you have to listen care of CDs. Tattvamasi comes in 6th chapter of Chandogya. Then Aham Brahmasmi, that Upanishad also I have not taken. That is comes in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Aham Brahmasmi, care of CDs. All CDs vechirke. Long before Aham Brahmasmi. That also I took only in Kesari High School. எல்லாமே என்ன சுவாமினி கேசரி ஹை ஸ்கூல் சொல்கிறேன், இங்கே சொல்ல மாட்டேன், சொல்கிறேன், அப்புறம் பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ அஹம் பிரம்மாஸ்மி மகாவாக்கியம். ஐ ஆம் பிரம்மன். குரு said you are Brahman. சிஷ்யா should say அஹம் பிரம்மா அசி சொல்லக்கூடாது. நான் பிரம்மனா இருக்கேன்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது, நான் பிரம்மன் தான் சொல்லணும். அஹம் பிரம்மா அஸ்மி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சன் சொல்லணும். When Guru says second person, you are Brahman. You are Brahman. That word, finger has to turn towards me. You are Brahman. Guru hand showing like this. You are Brahman. Second person. A Guru talking about the student. Now Sishma has to, Guru is showing like this. Sishya another hand irukkalyo. In the hand, Aham Brahmasmi. Rendu nanna irukkalaya. Okay. Aham Brahma Asmi. First person. Guru used second person. Shishya used first person. Asmi. Vare dhatu. Same verb. Asi, Guru says. Asmi, Shishya says. Nanda and the Brahman. Guru says, you are that Brahman. Nanda and the Brahman. Eppadi 10 வருஷம் 12 வருஷம் படிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் வந்தா அது சொல்ல முடியாது. If so, asi asmi ityadi etc verbs. Asti you can use prajnanam brahma asti, ayam atma brahma asti, satyam jnanam brahma anantam brahma bhavati, you can use ityadi padati, adi padati, kriya padam swamahima siddhartha. That kriya padam which is revealing the greatness of that atma, my goodness, that Brahman, infinite, eternal existence, consciousness, principle happens to be myself. That Brahman, this is the glory of that Brahman. That Brahman or me, this is the glory of me. When I say I am Brahman, glory, Brahman's glory is my glory. Brahman's glory is my glory. Mahima, glory. Glory is what? Not a Karya Bodhaka Kriya Padam, but Siddha Bodhaka Kriya Padam. Nanda and the Brahmana Irike. என்ன பெரிய விஷயம் நமக்கு தோணலை. உபனிஷத்து knows that இந்த ஆளுக்கு உட்கார்ந்து இது ஸ்மால் அட்ரஸ்ஸு, ஸ்ட்ரீட் அட்ரஸ்ஸு, நம்பரு, டோர் நம்பரு, நியூ நம்பரு, டோர் நம்பரு, நியூ நம்பர், ஓல்டு நம்பர் வச்சுண்டு ஒரு இமெயில் அட்ரஸ் வச்சுண்டு திண்டாடின்னு இருக்கா. கரோனா வைரஸ் வருதுன்னு அப்படி எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரே கிடு கிடு கிடு. இஃப் யூ ஓன் அப் ஆத்மா, கரோனா வைரஸ் ஆகட்டும் என்ன வைரஸ் ஆகட்டும் எனக்கு என்ன, அது இட் இஸ் மையோ சகம் ஜாத்தம். Because of me only corona virus is born, into me only corona virus dissolve. நிம்மதி பாருங்க. அதே தேகாபிமானம் ஜாஸ்தியாக இருந்து நினச்சிக்கோங்களே. இப்போலேருந்து சில பீப்புள் மாஸ்க் அப்படியே ட்ரை பண்ணுறாங்க மாஸ்க். யூ கேனாட் அவாய்ட் வேர் இட் கம்ஸ், ஹவ் இட் கம்ஸ். ஒரு வைரஸ் எப்படி ஹோல் வேர்ல்டு ட்ரெமரிங், ஹோல் வேர்ல்ட் இஸ் ட்ரெமர்ஸ் நோ. ஆஸ் த பெரிய எர்த்துக்வேக் வந்த மாதிரி தான். எர்த்துக்வேக் வந்து ஒரே இடத்துல தான் வரும் பாவம் இல்லையா. எர்த்துக்வேக் கம்ஸ் ஒன்லி இன் ஒன் பிளேஸ், ஒன் ஏரியா. ஈவன் சுனாமி கம்ஸ், ஈவன் ஃபயர் கம்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. இட் won't come like this. My goodness, this corona virus என்னென்ன கண்ட்ரிக்கு போகிறது, எப்படி போகிறதுன்னு nobody is able. இதுக்கு தான் கடவுள் இருக்காரா இல்லையா? இப்போ இருக்கா. ஆல் டாக்டர்ஸ், big countries, all the biggest country China, see, under the grip of coronavirus. Italy under the grip of coronavirus. What, which country is not? America already 10 people died. Iran, Iraq, Israel, which country is not leaving? அது நம்ம கண்ட்ரி கூட வந்துச்சு ஃப்ளைட் மூலமா. துபாய் வெளியே வந்தாச்சா, ஹைதராபாத்ல இறங்கி இருக்கேன். அப்போ ஆந்திராவுக்கு போயிடுச்சு. அதுக்குள்ள ஒரு நாட்டுக்குள்ள எவ்வளோ டிஸ்டன்ஸு, ஆந்திராக்குள்ளே போயிடுச்சு. என்ன பண்ண வரும் தெரியல. பகவானே அப்பனே காப்பாத்து. சரி, ஓகே. அதுதான் ஆத்மா மகிமா. ஓகே, மகிமான்னா அனாத்ம பிரபஞ்சம் ஆல்சோ இஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் கரோனா வைரஸ் இஸ். The easiness belongs to Brahman. Brahman is in the form of coronavirus. இப்படி சொன்ன ஒரு அடிப்பாங்க நம்மளுக்கு. சத்தியமா இல்லையா? உண்மைதானே? கரோனா வைரஸ் இஸ் COVID-19. அதுதான் பேர். COVID-19 இது என்னமோ புரியவே இல்லை. ஒரு நாடு எனக்கு 2 நாடு இல்லை கோவிடுக்கு இல்லை. கரோனா வைரஸ் 2019 இட் ஸ்டார்டட் இட் சேஞ்ச். என்னென்ன புது பேர் கொடுக்கறதுல நம்ம எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ். அது எப்படி கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண போகிறோமோ தெரியல, பார்க்கலாம். ஓகே, ஸ்வமஹிமா சித்தத்வாத். திஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் சித்த போதார்த்தக வாக்கியம் இத்யர்த்தः. சித்தார்த்தத்வாத் மீன்ஸ், சித்தார்த்தா மீன்ஸ் ஹியர், இதை பேரை நினச்சிக்காதுங்க. சித்தார்த்தா மீன்ஸ் ஃபேக்ட் ரிவீலிங் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். அசிபத அஸ்மிபத கிரியாபதம் used in Mahavakya, that is Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma Asti, Prajnanam Brahma Asti. This Kriyapadam is fact revealing Kriyapadam. It is not Kriya Bodhaka, Karya Bodhaka Kriyapadam, parantu fact revealing Kriyapadam, not action revealing Kriyapadam or activity revealing Kriyapadam. Consciousness Brahman is there. Conscious Brahman, consciousness. Brahman as consciousness is there. This Atma is Brahman. I am Atma, Brahma Asti. This Atma, Brahman is there. Mandukya, Mahavakyam. Tatu Tvamasi, you are that Brahman. I am Brahman. All these are Siddhartha, fact revealing Kriyapadam. Pratipadana Samarthyam. Pratipadana, Siddhartha Pratipadana, fact revealing. These verbs have got the capacity to reveal the fact. These verbs are not meant for action. What verb? Existence, being. As dhatu is called to exist, to be. These are Siddhartha Pratipadaka Kriyapadana. Natu Karyartha Pratipadaka Kriyapadana. If you want, supply this type of verbs. Pratipadana Samarthyam Abhyupagantavyam. That is appropriate to supply these type of verbs. Fact revealing Kriyapadams. Fact revealing verbs you supply, that is appropriate. Abhyupagantavyam. Na viparitartha pratipadana paramiti. You should not apply any type of verb which gives an opposite meaning. What is that opposite meaning? Not karya bodhaka kriyapadam. You should not supply. Siddha bodharthaka kriyapadatik opposite karya bodhaka. Na viparitartha. Don't apply karya bodhaka kriyapadam. Pratipadana param. That is not kriya bodhaka or karya bodhaka kriyapadam param. What these type of mahavakyams are not karya bodhaka kriyapadam parantu siddha bodhaka kriyapadam. Don't use becoming. I want to become Brahman. Half I became Brahman. Now another half I have to become Brahman. In the SWAMINI class, half I said. And the Mahabharata and the mongoose half gold and the half gold like that. After listening from one Swami, one Guru, some students are running here and there to make other half gold. And Madri, எங்கேயும் போக வேண்டாப்பா, ஞான தங்கமே ஓடாதே, இங்கே உட்கார்ந்து தெரிஞ்சுக்கோ. Recognition is important, not becoming. That's what he is giving a warning. Viparitartha pratipadana param iti na. Not karya bodhaka vakyam. Becoming is not to be used. So what? Now I will give you the example. In the sloka, further he clarifies with an example. Dhavediti nadanarthe padam yadvat prayujyate yedhityadita dhanichet Swatah siddharthavachini. This above paragraph is very, very important terse portion to understand the crux of Vedanta. And the paragraph nalla purinjukadu. Adukku dhaan naan slow sentence by sentence I am going. You have to dwell upon each word again and again. Contemplation. Then you get clarity. Yadvatu, just like, he gives one example first line. Yadvatu, just like, danarthe, when a person wants to give danam, charity, when he wants to give charity, danarthe, dhavet iti na padam prayujyate. Dhavet, dhav, dhatu means to run. When a person wants to give charity, danarthe, danam kartum ichchati, danarthe. You cannot use the word dhavet, may you run, may you give charity, may you give charity, may you run. Difference is there or not? Dhavet iti na prayujyeta. One should not use one should not run. So suppose I am asking, you give this to that person, you give this to that person. At that time what you have to do? You take this and give it to that person. But I asked you to give this to that person, but you have started running. I didn't tell you to run. Dhavediti na prayujyate. நீங்கள் தானம்னு சொன்னேன், எனக்கு தாவித் மாதிரி கேட்டிருக்கேன். You give this to that person. Dhanarthe, when that meaning, he is giving something, you are not supposed to take it or running away. And the meaning varakudadu. One should not run. Such a verb is not to be used in the meaning of dhanarthe. Running meaning should not be used when one wants to give dhanam. Yadvat na prayujyate. Like that. Similarly, tatha. Similarly, edhi ityadi na ichet swataha siddhartha vachini. Edhi. Edhi is also again grammar point. Here, edhi word to become. Edhi means to become. Shruti never used that word, verb. Edhi ityadi na ichet. Upanishad is not interested. Upanishad is not liking to use. Or Shruti never use the verb becoming. Edhi means to become. Astu, asdhatu, in lot it comes like this. Asdhatu, lot, madhyama purusha, ekavachanam, edhi. Its third person is astu, stam, santu. Edhi, stam, sta, asani, asava, asama, all 9 forms. The 9 forms, the madhyama purusha, ekavachanam is edhi. The edhi means to become. Upanishad never use the verb may you become Brahman. Upanishad never use that verb in the meaning of lot. Asdhatu. Asi is used. Asmi is used. Asti is used. Edhi is not used. Same dhatu. Asdhatu. Lat lakara prathama purusha ekavachanam, tritiya and uttama purusha, madhyama purusha and prathama purusha, all are used first singular person. Singular. Singular, first person, second person, third person can be used, but lot, madhyama purusha, ekavachanam should not be used. இப்போ கிராமர் கிளாஸு போகணும்னு தோன்றது இல்லையா? ஏதி is madhyama purusha, lot. May you become Brahman. Upanishad never use. Upanishad never use. Understand? Edhi iti na ichet. Tadha. Why? What is the reason? Siddhartha vachini swataha. What a beautiful statement. Because you are that Brahman. You are already Siddhartha. Siddharthana, Siddha Vastu. Aham Brahmasmi. Siddhartha Vachini. Aham Brahmasmi is a statement, fact revealing statement. When I am already Brahman, I need not become Brahman. I am already Brahman. When I am already Brahman, நான் பிரம்மனாதா இருக்கேன். ஆல்ரெடி நான் பிரம்மன் ஆக வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லவே இல்லை. புரியுறதா? நீ பிரம்மன் ஆகுன்னு எங்கேயும் சொல்லலை உபனிஷத்து. நீங்கள் அந்த சுவாமினி கிட்ட போய் படித்தா ஒரு நாளுக்கு நீ கட்டாயமாக பிரம்மன் ஆக முடியுமா நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். அந்த குரு என்ன சொல்லுவேன்? நீ ஆல்ரெடி பிரம்மன் தான் அப்பா, நீ பிரம்மன் ஆக வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. ஒருவேளை யாராவது குரு சொன்ன என்ன கெட்டவா நீ பிரம்மன் ஆக முடியும் ஒரு நாள் என்ன சொன்னால் 2 பேர்னு சேர்த்து கீழ்பாக ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் போன இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டு அந்த குருனி கீழ்பாக ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் போட வேண்டியதான். Becoming is not used. Okay? Edhi, may you become Brahman, never used by the Upanishad. Na ichet, because Siddhartha Vachini. because it is a fact revealing statement. Siddhartha Vachini Swataha, by itself, without any thing, no transformation. No transformation. Sishya who is coming and sitting, Guru says, you are already Brahman. You are already Brahman. What Guru does? Removing Anatma Bhavana, Jiva Bhavana from the student mind. That's all Guru does. So you are already Brahman. Therefore, I was Brahman, I am Brahman, I ever will be Brahman. Higher I or lower I? ಇದನ್ನ ఇప్పుడు ಮೇಲ್ಪೋದು ಹೈಯರ್ ಐನ ಹೈಯರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಾ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಾ ಹೈಯರ್ ಐ ಪಂಚಕೋಶ ವಿಲಕ್ಷಣ ಶರೀರಾತ್ ತ್ರಯ ವಿಲಕ್ಷಣ ಅವಸ್ಥಾತ್ರಯ ವಿಲಕ್ಷಣ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಸ್ಮಿ ಪೂರ್ಣಮದಃ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಾತ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಮುದಚ್ಯತೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಸ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಾದಾಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮೇವಾವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ 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 ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ.